So before we go into the member section, I normally hang out here kind of public. Anyone who wants to join the stream can do. If you're interested in joining the member section of the channel, it is 25p a week or £1 a month, and you come into the Wednesday stream. In the stream itself, I build your lineups, we go through galleries, we just talk about stuff, and we go through the market, analyze players, scout players, all that kind of good stuff. We do that every Wednesday, circa now 5 o'clock dinner time, UK schedule. And then there's another branch of the membership that's £2 a month or 50p a week. And in that, we build in the stream also the Challenger Limited lineup that I'm going to be using in SO5 for the upcoming weekend. And any rewards that team pulls, we do as a giveaway to the members in that section of the channel. So if you want to join the member section, there's a link in the description of the video. You just click that with your finger or your thumb or your mouse or whatever, and that will give you all the descriptions. You don't need to give me your bank details. I don't take any money off you. It all goes through YouTube, and it's in that. You can cancel at any time and all the rest of it. So for today, actually, one of the things I wanted to talk about specifically with these, and I'll just kind of start the stream off with this, and you can kind of give back a little bit what you think and what's going on. One of the things that I think is going to be of significance this game week, and this is something that I wanted to touch on, right, is the introduction of the Specialist Challenger. And the Specialist, we're expecting a Champ Euro and Champ America and such to come forward, right, without giving it much thought, right. If I was just to kind of fill out a kind of average-ish team of players that I think are quite competitive and equally not, as you can see from the bunch I've got here to pick from, they're not exactly big budget names, a lot of these. I think even Boris Lambert has been in decent enough form. Yeah, Boris Lambert, and he's pretty cheap, I think, isn't he? So let's go check out Boris. 2 seconds. I've got a midweek that's running pretty well also, but Boris Lambert, he goes for, at the moment, 12 quid. Right, that's fine. And he's a U23 mid. I won this guy, that's why I wasn't too sure about his price. Piri is pretty much as cheap as a starting goalkeeper comes. And then I think even the Nadisha might actually want, so I want with this, because it's specialist, we want a guy that's L15 under 40 qualified, right? Nemeth is a great shout, right? He has U23s, also currently he's got rookies available. And in my experience, I actually find this relatively baffling, but some of the rookies are going cheaper than the new season card. As far as a rookie goes, this guy's been playing up front for Genk, right? He's a midfield card, and sometimes that actually is a bit OP the way that works out. If we look at his scores, what would he be for a forward card? You can see them there, and let's hit mid, a wee bit down in fact, so interesting. But I like positionally having them filling in as a mid, because if he gets a decisive, that's a very powerful midfield card potentially, if he does ring in even with 71 points on a decisive. So this is a kind of team that maybe could be fun and could be interesting, and forget the individuals, right? But in terms of the budget, starting goalkeeper, a nice wee, set of under 23 defender and mids there in the Belgian league that are just maybe breaking through or not really grabbing headlines and big transfer links. Subsequently, their price is still yet to be realised, if that makes sense. You can have some fun with them in a division like this. Makaric, a guy that plays for a top half team in his domestic. If he plays, he can get a goal. Same with Tony. Traditionally, Dundee United obviously in terrible form at the moment. But I think the revolution of this in Challenger, because the sort of players that now become useful in this division, all of a sudden, in this kind of subcategory, if you like, or this subdivision, I think become even more interesting and even more fun to keep lying around, for me anyway, keep lying around the back of my gallery. And equally, if you are kind of an up-and-coming manager, a new manager, and you're looking to get an edge somewhere, this could easily be a division, because this division in particular, Challenger Specialists, right, is going to be OP if you know the best L15 under 40 guys, because Challenger is such a broad region, and I think Nemeth is a good shout for this particular game week, right? But the problem with these qualifications is that if they're a good player, their form improves, and that's a kind of moving goalpost situation. So depending on what leagues you're tracking and what players you're tracking, that will be the key to success in this division, because ultimately, getting a decent enough goalkeeper, and then the other cards that are not the underdog ones in the team won't really be that hard to come by across all the divisions we've got in Norway and Croatia and Belgium and Portugal and Holland and Scotland and everywhere else, So this division, I think, is really going to kick the door open for a lot of new managers and for a lot of smaller budget galleries, especially galleries that do like to trade in and out of players, because I know a lot of people that watch my content really enjoy the trading aspect of Sorare, and I understand that. But this is a division, very quickly, if you've got a goalkeeper that bags a clean sheet and your two 40, 15 under 40 cards. If those three components can come in, you can easily think about getting into the top 150, the top 100 into this division, and then, just depending on then how the dice falls, because you don't get XP in this division. And just before the other elements I spoke about, that could be a lot of fun. We've got the same with Underdog Limited 45, right? But when I think about that with Specialist, I think that's great for budget players, because guys like that guy Plavletic that I won, right, recently, I was actually talking about him in a video, and then I won him, right? We limited, he's worth £9, right? L5, 65. You know what I mean? He's a tenner, right? He's just a wee guy. And fair enough, right? It's a wee bit inflated. He had a shocker in the last game, red card suspension, whatever, right? But generally speaking, like, it wasn't that bad anyway. That's why he was brought up in a video, because of Reed's their probable defensive output for this year. And, so anyway, there's millions of these guys in Challenger Euro. So if you're on a budget, the saloon doors have just been swung wide open in this division. It's only been trialed now in limited, but I can definitely see this becoming a full vertical, if you like, like we've seen with all the other ones, slowly but surely. And I think like that's probably the major factor that we've not seen an increase in this 145 number in All-Star Rare Pro, because I think they're trying to get more prizes in more places, and I think that's always been the best priority, because when you make one prize pool just even deeper, it just means more of the people that are winning are winning anyway. Whereas if you have more places where prizes are available, then it gives more people the opportunity to prioritize and capitalize on cards and knowledge. So what we're seeing here could shoot out. Now, as much as I think the Challenger Specialist is a fantastic entry point for managers on a budget, I think when we get the Champion Europe version of that, so Champion Europe is the top 5 leagues in Europe, of course, France, Spain, Germany, Italy, and England. Those players, and again, I can go on Sorare data and show you guys that are £30 and £40, right? A little bit more expensive than the Challenger guys, but you can watch them play every week. They play for teams they play in the Champions League maybe. They are really good elite players that maybe used to play for a team that you support. Maybe they've been linked to a team that you support, whatever it is. And going into a specialist champion region for rare is unlimited, and being able to win the stars still, like Neymar's and Mbappe's and whatever, without needing to compete against swades and waves of them, is going to be one of the best divisions for Sorare in terms of engagement, in my point of view. And the way the limited pricing is at the moment in Champion, even as all these new season cards come out, like, for me, that's a division that, if the prize pool works, where if they treat it well and they give it enough kind of TLC, if you like, that's the one that gets the armchair fan involved. If you can get like a starting goalkeeper in Champ Euro, a mid-table La Liga, mid-table Serie A, mid-table Bundesliga, goalkeeper that plays every week for like £100, £50, whatever, I don't know. And then on top of that, you can build a team of exciting guys that do score goals and can play, and they don't cost the earth. Like, oh, fair enough, I picked up a, and I would only say the same names I always say, and I don't want to kill you by repetition, but like, I don't know, a Max Arnold or something like that, for £60, a guy takes set pieces, gets goals. Also, we'll have Liverpool coming back on from the looks of things, so like, there'll be some interesting Premier League dynamics and stuff going on there. And, so that's a division that really suits me for a lot of the actual champion cards that I have anyway. And the reason I like those cards is because I'm able to watch them on TV, and there's plenty of other people out there that I'm sure are the same. And it's much easier, even if you don't watch these other things on the telly, if you're interested in playing this game and you think, yeah, do you know what? I actually really would enjoy watching something that's not my own team and don't get that sort of level of stress or disappointment or the roller coaster of emotions that your actual team that you love gives you. But you can kind of tune into a kind of third party team that you do root for and you are really happy to see them do well. But if they don't do well, it doesn't bum you out, you can almost be like positive neutral with a lot of teams. Then Champion Europe is the best place to access that, because they're on every major sports network in the world, and having those players be really podium dangerous in the right scenario in a specialist champion league, I think is going to be a huge development for the league and for Sorare, in general. And with it being Wednesday today, we get Bundesliga 2 on, again, over time, and I'm rolling the map right out here across the carpet. If you have some Division 2 cards that then come into Champion Euro, playing goalkeepers, star midfielders in a promoted club, a captain, up and coming striker, whatever, like if you get the Bundesliga Mitrovic in the Fulham for this year, it goes into the Bundesliga next year and can get 8 goals. Maybe that's a great season for you in specialist, Champion Euro. So, I'm really excited about all that kind of stuff. So when we go into the member section, I'll be looking forward to kind of going into all that in a bit more detail. If you aren't a member, you can do so now. You just hit the link in the description of this video. It's 25p a week just to join the streams every Wednesday, or 50p a week, and you go into a Telegram group where it's just like WhatsApp basically, and we talk Sorare and transfers and teams and all the rest of it. And we do community giveaway cards and all that good stuff as well. So we're going to be flipping, and I'll be jumping into private or into the members section in like a minute or two. Thanks to everyone who has joined us. I will be back doing a proper live stream again tomorrow, and I really kind of fell off the wagon in the sort of content sense. So thanks to everyone who has tuned into all the content as and when it came. There'll be lots of stuff getting recorded over Thursday and Friday. I'm going to the Old Firm game on Saturday, or Celtic Rangers. People, real hardcore Celtic fans, get me in trouble for saying the Old Firm because it's not the same Rangers anymore, and I get that, right? But a lot of the people that watch my channel are not in Scotland, and they don't get that, and it's just much easier for me to say Old Firm sometimes. So I apologise if that upsets you, but it's a slip of the tongue, and sometimes it happens. I'm sorry, but yeah, so it's going to be a massive weekend of content, and hopefully over the next couple of days I'll have some great videos that are all kind of drafted up and loaded and out for you over the game week. I'll see you tomorrow for a live stream if you aren't going to join us for the members. And then for the members, I think that will be us now.